We just got to the Grand Canyon. I haven't seen it yet, but I'm so anxious. I'm not having a good time as of about 10 minutes ago. So everybody else went out to explore and they left me behind. I just had a bit of a freak out, which is fine. So it's Tuesday today? I don't know, I think it's Tuesday. We got here on Friday. The wedding was beautiful. My aunt Ali got married at my grandma's house in Cave Creek, Arizona, and it was like literally a 3-day wedding. Like, it was insane. Like, it was just like party after party and like event after event after event, and it was so lovely to like finally see everybody again, like all my family after the pandemic. And then we headed up to Sedona, which was just insane. I remember in the last video that I have up, I talk a little bit about like van life and about how I would love to do that and about how I love watching van life people. And Sedona is a place that they go a lot. And so I was so excited to go. And we were only there for like 2 days, but it was like exactly how I'd hoped it was. It was just like incredibly mind-blowing. And we did the Devil's Bridge hike, which is just like a really famous one where you like stand on like a little bridge and it's like all scary and like high up, and it was all scary and high up. But yeah, it was gorgeous and just absolutely mind-blowing, and just these huge red rocks. And now I think the Grand Canyon is like half a mile that way. So this is insane. And I mean, so we've driven at this point like up Arizona, so we've done like a decent amount of driving, we've covered a decent amount of land, but like in between, so Cave Creek and Sedona, totally different. Cave Creek, like fully like desert, like flat, the big saguaro cactuses, those are like the green ones that like the really stereotypical cactus, so like flat desert. And then obviously Sedona is like huge like red mountains. And then as we drove out of Sedona, it like started to look like fucking Switzerland, and it was like huge grey mountains with just like trees all over them and like grass. And then it looked like Canada, and it was like pine trees everywhere. And then it was like flat again and grass. And then we're back here and it's insane. And we've only, I don't know how many miles we've driven, but like 5 hours max. And that like Sedona, Switzerland, Canada bit, that was like literally 20 minutes. And it was just like we went over one hill and suddenly we were in like Wales, and it was insane. And I've never really understood what people have meant when they've said that like America is such a varied place. And I mean, obviously I get it because like New York and LA very different to like, I don't know, Texas, but like they meant it. Like, you can drive for 20 minutes and you have different trees. And like we started in the desert, and then on like the drive here, like on the roads here, there are ice warnings. Like, it doesn't make any sense that that can happen, but it's beautiful and it's insane, and I'm so glad that we're here. And so yeah, I've been really excited for this trip, and we're doing it, yay. But I am anxious right now, and it is a little weird just being with my family. I mean, it's amazing, I love them so much, but I haven't done a family trip in a while because of the pandemic. I think that's why I'm so anxious. I got here, and obviously it's just this like kind of just like really meh kind of like dated hotel, but it's in the park. So it's like, obviously you're not here for the hotel, you're here for the Grand Canyon. And we got this hotel because it's so close and we're literally in the national park. But like, if I'm anxious, I need like a place to be. And I got in and I was like, ugh, and just like literally felt so trapped, because I was like, oh my god, this is one room where all of us are staying and all of our stuff is in it and everybody's in here and there's no Wi-Fi, so I can't even like watch a YouTube video to like get myself out, and what do I do? But it's fine because they all left and they left me behind, and I'm fine, and I'm doing some journaling, but like I'm good. I know I don't want, obviously these videos are like going technically to the public. I'm trying to figure out what the balance of like mental privacy is and what is just like being fake, because I don't want this journal entry to just be like, oh my fucking god, I'm in this amazing time and I'm so alive and woo, when like there are times when I'm feeling like this and it's really, really difficult, despite the fact that the Grand Canyon is right fucking there. you know, and I'm making this for me, and I want to be as honest as I possibly can be without oversharing to like a dangerous point. So I don't know, that was just a thought that I had. But also, look, I'm only barely burnt, which, if you know me, you should be proud. That's a tan. You should also be proud. I'm not going to show you my feet, but I've been wearing Birkenstocks, and I have the Birkenstock tan, which I'm incredibly proud of, because I grew up in Canada watching all the people around me get Birkenstock tans while I got Birkenstock burn. And now I have a Birkenstock tan, and I'm really excited about it. But yeah, I don't know, we're like half a week into this trip, and it's been pretty incredible so far, and we have basically a month to go. Like, the trip has barely started, and it's been incredible. So yeah, see you in a bit. Hopefully I see the Grand Canyon tonight. Love ya. Normally when there's like an immense natural landmark that you're about to see, you can see it from quite far away, but this one, no. I mean, obviously not, but no. And so you just like walk out of a forest, and then like suddenly the Grand Canyon is there, which was a bit of a shock, honestly, but quite clearly it was a shock. So enjoy me just in complete and utter, I'm just so baffled in the next couple clips, and I'm explaining to you how depth works, and I'm clearly very confused, so enjoy that. So this is what I'm looking at, and like, I wish, obviously the camera doesn't like capture it, but like, even like my brain can't comprehend it. Like, it's so, like, you can see those trees there, those are pretty fucking far down, and then all those little dots and stuff, that's trees that size. Like, I can't comprehend what I'm looking at. Can I zoom out? Yeah, look at that. I can't comprehend what I'm looking at, and so obviously the camera can't capture it, and I don't know how to explain to you what this looks like and what it feels like to be looking at it. Like, it's so far, like, like, we never see distances this far, you know what I mean? Like, it's, I can't actually comprehend how far away like those bits over there are, but like, obviously it's not clear, so, like, there's mist or whatever, but oh, I just nearly dropped my phone. That would have been, I think, quite bad. But like, let me zoom back in. Like, there, that looks like just like a little flat bit, and like, that's so far down from up there, and there's still so far to go down. Like, you can't even see the bottom. It's absolute insanity, and I don't think like human beings are supposed to see this. I don't think modern people can cope with this. This is incredible. I want to go inside of it, but like, it looks like fucking Star Wars shit. Like, it looks like a different planet, I think. I also think it's getting misty, as you can see this, but I'm kind of sat pretty precariously on the edge, but I'm gonna wake up for the sunrise tomorrow, which is at like 5 something, and walk down here and like do some journaling. I also like, I've had such a kind of, not a shitty day today at all, it's been such a long day, I've done so much, but like the past hour has been very like difficult, and like, obviously our family is spending so much time together, and that so like the tensions are getting a bit high, and you know, it's a family holiday, and I have anxiety disorders, and so the past hour has been a little tricky, so I'm just very glad to just be like on my own and still with the fucking Grand Canyon. That's insane. So yeah, wow. But that's it, essentially. That's what I gotta say to you. Okay, I had a thought. I am wondering, like, I'm thinking back to Sedona, because, so obviously right now we're at the top, because that's how canyons work. But at Sedona, they're like mountains, we're at the bottom, kind of, and I'm wondering, like, how different this is. Like, if I was down there, what this would look like compared to Sedona and how much huger it is. Because, like, Sedona was insane. Sedona was, like, also unbelievable. It's like 4:50 in the morning, and my like brain hasn't turned on yet, obviously, because it's 4:50 in the fucking morning. But I'm up and I'm walking through a forest to try and get to the edge of the Grand Canyon for sunrise. And the sun has not risen yet, and I think I can remember how to get there. So I think we've got this. Wish me luck. It is really, really cloudy though, so I don't know how good it's gonna be. Oh, I also don't really know where I'm supposed to be. Oh. Okay, I'm kind of hidden under like a little bit of roof, but storming, and like the thunder like actually shakes the ground, and like the lightning is insane, and I just went like sprinting through the rain, and I haven't seen like storms like this since I've been in Canada, which has been years, and so I haven't run through storms like this since I was like 14, and I like used to love doing that. I remember it making me feel like so alive, and I'd like scream and run, and that's how I'm feeling. It's so good. Oh, it's so good. I'm so happy, and I feel like all of the feelings that I wanted of like aliveness that I get when I'm like in this type of nature, I'm feeling, and oh, the rain is starting. Listen to it. Oh, and I'm so happy. But we've been getting like flash flood warnings all day. We went and like hiked down into the canyon today. And it was incredible that like half an hour ago it was like too hot to stand outside, and now it's like storming. I love it. Hello. It's been a good couple of weeks since Arizona, and we're at the cottage now, and we've done loads. Like, we spent ages in Toronto, like seeing all my friends and just kind of fucking about a bit. Then we went up to Kilbare and camped in our van Lola. She's so sweet, and she's 100% just convincing me that I need to buy a van and like leave society behind, essentially. She's amazing, and I love her, and I loved living in her for a little bit up in Kilbare. That was amazing. And now we're at the cottage, and it's beautiful, and it's so calm, and it's exactly how I remembered it. And I was definitely scared that it was going to be different, but it's not, and I'm just back home, and it's incredible. We also went to Vegas, which was easily the worst thing I've ever had to put myself through ever. So don't go to Vegas. But I'm editing the Arizona stuff, and I didn't really have a way to end it, so I was looking through my journal and I found some writing, and I want to read that to you, if that's okay. As we went from the towering hills of Sedona to the most immense pine-covered mountains I'd ever had the terror of driving up, to flat grass forests in the space of only about 20 minutes, I contemplated what I should be feeling. What was I feeling? Was it the feeling back from when I lay with my head out my tent on the first night in Wales, staring at the upside-down mountain, or looking up at a night sky from the tennis courts on the last night of camp that was every colour but black? What is it about these feelings that I chase? And am I feeling it? With no answers to any of these questions, my only conclusion was that I would come back. I have to. My best guess, and what I can only assume is the beginning of my journey, is that the feeling I chase in these moments is that of being alive. That the immense mountains and never-ending stars show me that I am temporary. I am tiny. They have the power, and yet I shouldn't be scared. I'm part of them. I was a star, and I will be in the ground, and what is there that's more alive than that? So am I feeling it? I don't know. I don't know if I have the ability to feel that much anymore. I don't know if what my dissociation is a disconnection between me and the earth, and if the feeling of being alive is the presence of that connection. But not knowing is scary. I do know that. But that's okay, because while I'm terrified, I do get to feel this.